I don't know.
From the front and from the back.
Oh well, that was on live. Thanks, Makani.
You're welcome.
That's right, folks. From the front and the back. All right, we hit it on all sides. Um.
Reach around protocol in effect.
Right. So that's all right. Luckily, nobody's watching right now, according to the thingy.
Give it time.
But anyway, we're just gonna BS about things that have happened over the last couple of years. And as a UPS truck drives by, I'm having to kind of do this ghetto style. I'm outside of my public library, hitting off of their Wi-Fi, because I don't have any at the house currently. And I don't know, maybe I'll discuss that story someday. But anyway,
Runner's in the house. What up, Runner?
Shut up, Runner.
Shut up.
If Runner, if you want to if you want to come in and bullshit with us, and so we can tell you to shut up and all that good stuff, there's a link in the fourth wave chat. Or no, wait, you're not in there, are you? Crap. Let's see here.
Hey, Runner, send me a DM on Twitter. I'll send you the link if you want.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I just reposted it too.
Yeah. But yeah, he said DM him the link. But I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Somebody throw something out there.
You know what? Here. I just want to throw this out there.
Tom is going to lead the way.
Now, one of these things has really been bothering me. Now, everybody remembers like everything we went through with like Disney and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the stuff that has happened from the time that we started all having a problem with like whenever everybody came on board, whether it was The Last Jedi, whether it was The Rise of Skywalker, whether it was before that, because I had a problem from The Force Awakens. And how many people actually had a problem afterwards, like when The Mandalorian show came out, and like nobody talks about all the problems that they have or had with Disney anymore. Everybody just wants to praise everything that Disney's doing. And I understand to a certain degree of
I don't think so.
Well, they kind of did something right, but what about all the things that they did wrong that they never took accountability for? I mean, that's one of the things that bugs me, that so many people have just like kind of like swept that under the rug.
Well, I don't think, and obviously I guess you're talking about some of the reported drama between TFM people or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I personally have not heard anyone just praising everything that Disney is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's several of us that, enjoy the, and like I said, if anybody hears vehicles going by, I apologize. It can't be helped right now. But anyway, there are some of us who enjoy, like, The Mandalorian, and are we just blindly following and praising? No. I do a goddamn bus. I do I'm
diesel
on
electric buses, no doubt.
Yeah, well, I don't know about electric, but
no, they are.
They don't have the thingies on the top though. The hybrid ones have like that, look like a humpback whale or something going down the road.
Yeah, there's not very many of the old buses left.
There's not. Luckily though, they don't have like a blue wig on top. You know, 'cause then that would
Hey, you want to
be-
know what's funny?
Oof.
Being I
What?
came from a city area, I had
Yeah.
never really smelled what actual exhaust smells like because of pollution. When I moved to Olympia, a bus went by. I'm like, "What the hell's that smell?" He's like, "Dude, that's a bus." True story.
Yeah, well, I actually like the smell of diesel exhaust, but maybe it
Well,
was
you got
because
to
I
figure, Steel Mill USA
yeah,
Central is where I lived, and it was the air pollution from the steel mills,
yeah.
freaking horrible.
But maybe it was because I grew up with my dad being a truck driver, and going with him a time or two, and we'd stop at a truck stop, and you just smell it everywhere. So
Wash trucks for about
anyway,
10, 15 years.
yeah. But anyway, getting back to the like the Mandalorian and stuff, there's there's been some stuff that you could criticize them about, and um and but for the most part, uh I've liked what Favreau has given us, or I guess you could say Favreau and Filoni, but it's mainly Favreau's baby. um but you know there's there's some things where you're like, that was boring, or that was not quite right, or that was not what was in the books, and which I actually had a healthy argument, or with excuse me, with a couple of our um, compadres, and they were like, and we were talking about the episode with the crate dragon and all that stuff, and they're
Right.
like, the sand people wouldn't sacrifice the banthas because they were sacred animals, and and all that stuff, like they would die before they would sacrifice a bantha, and according to the books and stuff. And I'm like, well, that's freaking stupid. I'm like, in my personal opinion, that is freaking stupid, to uh, place an animal above members, of your own tribe. To me, the sand person is more important than the bantha, right? Um, it's a sentient being trumps non-sentient being, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, which that's kind of like one of my personal deals is, I appreciate the books. I used to read them back in the day. At least a few of them, what I could get a hold of. I didn't have a whole lot of access. I do have like a small collection now, but I really hadn't gotten into reading them yet. Harley.
Brum, brum.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom, baby.
Anyway, like I said, I apologize for the outside noise, but that's where I'm having to broadcast from right now. But I love this. I love the stories in the books. From the ones that I've read and all. But when they do something like on that episode, um, the I appreciated. I could appreciate what they did. What was it? Was it quote unquote lore breaking? Um, yeah, according to the EU people, yeah. But that didn't stop it from being good, in my opinion, and entertaining me. So it's I guess it's a mixed bag. you know.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, Shellback, but I mean, I really believe that there were so many people just like calling for Disney to at least apologize, like the simplest of things for everything
Right,
that they've
right.
said and done to the fans. And
Right.
to me,
Which
it
we
just,
all know though. We all know
yeah.
that that was, you know, we hold our breath, you know, and turn blue before they actually apologize.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it just felt to me like, you know, so many people like kind of just a lot of people just swept it under the rug. Like, okay, you know, let's just move on. And to me, I don't know that it feels a little insulting. Like, okay, well, here's something slightly better, even though we're going to tie it into the shit ass sequels that everybody hates, and just further, like, you know, give you a slight slap to the face, but it's just not going to be as profound. And everybody's just like rolling with it and like, oh yeah, it's great. No, I just can't get on board for it. I can't do it.
If I could throw my 2 cents in, and this is somebody who just hasn't watched a single episode of Mandalorian, and I've been listening from you guys, so I've been getting all my Mandalorian stuff from just listening to you guys, not just in TFM but also just on YouTube in general. And from way I see it is that all roads still lead to the Last Jedi, no matter how good the Mandalorian is, no matter how good what happens in the story and stuff, it's still like everything still leads to the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And my thing is that, you know, I understand this debate because like Stephen Wayne, the Animated Illustrator, he put it this way in a tweet last week about, you know, the same people who have railed on, you know, The Last Jedi, Ryan Johnson, for 3.5 years are like turning a blind eye or having a problem with people who criticize The Mandalorian or Filoni. And I completely understand where he's come from because me personally, I don't trust Filoni. I don't even trust Favreau to just steer the ship around. No matter what good that, you know, Favreau has done, there's still a lot of problems within Disney and Lucasfilm that I don't think that he alone can just turn, you know, Star Wars around.
But yet he's given us the most close.
I understand.
You know, most
I
close
know.
thing to our, you know, original Star Wars. I mean, he's
right. No, I'm not trying to.
He's pulling stuff. You know, he's pulling stuff out of the history books, for crying out loud. I mean,
No. I get it. I
like
understand.
Boba Fett. You know, that this last episode of The Mandalorian. You know, with Boba Fett. You know, Boba Fett explained to Mando, you know, about you know, the story of Jango Fett being a foundling and all that. You know, and that was, you know, that was in the books or, you know, the comics.
Right. And I'm not trying to. If it sounds like I'm trying to downplay or anything, I'm not trying to downplay it at all. It's just I wouldn't put all of your eggs in just relying everything on Favreau to just, you know, completely turn the ship around. Just because I see that there's a lot more just problems going on internally within Lucasfilm and such, that I just don't think he alone can do that.
I agree.
And my feeling with Filoni is that, you know, at first, you know, I thought that he would be the kind of the same thing as Favreau, that, you know, being this kind of, you know, having those two people could be able to turn all of Lucasfilm, all of Star Wars, turn it all around to put in the right direction. But after that conference I saw with him, and after how he feels like he inserts Ahsoka into every single thing, to the point where it even adjusts to the point where even it can even mess with the original trilogy continuity.
Exactly.
I don't have any trust in Filoni, or I'm not really fond of how Filoni is handling it.
No, I don't trust him either, honestly, at this point.
Well, I mean, you know, Ahsoka's his baby, you know.
Right, and I understand that.
You know, and he's, you know, he's gonna want to use her, you know, when he can't.
I understand that.
And you know, like right now though, I don't think there's anything, you know, breaking, you know, or whatever about her being around. Just because the you know, the last, you know, one of the last things we heard her say from the shit. Clone Wars and Rebel shows.
I'll be
I
right
get it.
back.
I
You
understand.
know,
It's just
she's like I'm not a she's like I'm not a Jedi.
right.
And
It's
which I know in The Mandalorian when he meets her. She doesn't say that.
right.
She goes she doesn't correct him. When he thinks that she's a Jedi. She just but she just says that there's not she's just like there's very few there's very few of them left or whatever, and which
Right.
according to just the movies the only Jedi in the galaxy right now is Luke, right?
Right.
And so yeah, I mean they haven't uh, they haven't said that that exactly, or they haven't denied or whatever
I, right.
the fact that there being more Jedi, but they haven't I don't know, they haven't confirmed or denied one way or the other.
Well,
No,
you know what?
but
I mean,
what-
quite
but-
honestly, if you look at the original, prequel or the original sequel trilogy, according to Yoda and Ben, when they had that conversation on Dagobah, that boy is our last hope, meaning that he was the last person that could be a Jedi and change everything the way it was. Because by that point, there were no more Jedi, and Filoni retconned the holy dog shit out of that when he did Rebels.
See, I don't think that he meant that Luke was the last Jedi, or going to be the last Jedi or whatever. I think what he meant by him being the only hope is that he was the only person that they thought could get to Vader, and which he was, and he did. I think that's what they meant by him being, the
Well,
the
No,
whole.
so
But
back.
also though, Yoda said no. There's another, which
meaning Leia.
meaning Leia,
Yep.
so, right? So I mean that them two, being Anakin's kids, and being able to get to Vader and turning back into Anakin. I think that's what they meant. I don't
Right.
think that they meant that that them two were the only
No. But what
quote
I'm
unquote
All right, I'm back.
possible Jedi left.
no. But what it's just what I'm saying is that don't. I'm not putting everything on. I just don't trust Favreau Filoni to steer this whole franchise in the right direction. I don't trust either of them.
Yeah, I
And
hear
that's
you.
just the cynic. That's just the cynic in me. I just can't.
Yeah.
I've just
Hey,
been. I've been
still
burned
back?
so bad.
I'm more
I've been
worried
burned so bad
about
by this.
Filoni
Well,
than
give me
Favreau.
give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. Shellback, just to let you know, Willie Woodward had popped into the chat and he said he wanted
Hey,
to
Willie.
say congrats,
What's up,
and then
Willie?
he couldn't stay, and he said take care of all. Just to let you know.
Much love, Willie.
But the one thing I wanted to add on to that though is when they went into the novelizations, George said that he wanted to base his sequels off those novelizations, like the Heir to the Empire, and what they ran with in the Heir to the Empire, that there were no other Jedi, and that Luke had to go out and find people that were Force sensitive to begin training them to rebuild the Jedi Academy. So if you go by that rationale, he was the only Jedi that was left.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Is that he was like the one Jedi in the galaxy, whatever, and this is the time period we're in now is he's he's out trying to find people so he can start the new Jedi Order. And one of the things that I was thinking about when with Ahsoka being on the Mandalorian and her her not correcting the Mandalorian on his thinking of her being a Jedi is has me wondering if they're gonna come back later on and say that Ahsoka had met up with Luke and Luke was like you need to be you need to be a Jedi again or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing that worries a lot of people is when they want to go back and they want to retcon these characters.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's why
that's weird.
And that's why I can't. That's why I can't trust. No matter how good no matter how good the show is, I can't trust Filoni because
Me neither.
after hearing that interview, him saying that he's more than willing to change, the canon. He's more than willing to make more adjustments and more changes and retcons, and that's worrisome.
And he started doing that
Because they continue to alter the original trilogy for no reason.
No, and he started doing that in this new season. At some points.
Well, here's the thing though, like Ahsoka not correcting the Mandalorian, or with her not saying I'm not a Jedi, like she did in the other two shows.
Right.
Yeah.
It could just be a simple thing of her, not divulging, too much information or whatever. Just
well, no, I mean,
just let the Mandalorian think what he's gonna think, so that he'll to give him more of the warm and fuzzies to actually listen to her on what direction to go with the freaking Grogu and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hate
though.
that
I
name.
mean,
I hate that name so much.
I mean, she seemed pretty adamant in the old Clone Wars series. She seemed pretty adamant about saying that she wasn't a Jedi anymore. And from what I understand, it was the same thing from what I seen. And I only seen a few episodes of Rebels because I really couldn't stand that show. I tried to watch it. I just could not tolerate it. But the few episodes I seen were her in it, she was very adamant about telling him she's not a Jedi. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, why would she just suddenly change her mind, considering everything she went through in the original Clone Wars series when she was drummed out of the Jedi Order and how bitter she was and she walked away? Mm-hmm. Why would she just suddenly not correct somebody? I mean, that would be something that would stick with somebody because that was a life-altering event for her. Because up until that point, she had spent 13 plus 14 years with the Jedi Order. Mm-hmm. That was most of her life up until that point. Why would she just suddenly not correct somebody on that? I would assume that'd be ingrained in her by then.
Yeah, I don't know how long she was with them before they gave her to Anakin, but she was approximately 13 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 13 or 14, or somewhere around there.
Yeah, 12 to 14 years old, right? When she hooked up with Anakin on the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and by the way, I just gotta say, because we're talking about Ahsoka and stuff, I did like Ahsoka. Yeah. In the Clone Wars series. Yeah, what's up, Paulie?
Hey, Paulie.
But yeah, I like Ahsoka, and I like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka as well. I think she did a great job with the role. But some of my problems in that episode she was in was the lady with the Beskarian staff is apparently a big threat to her. It's hold on a second, you fought or you survived your fight with Maul.
You survived fights with Vader. You fought Maul.
Yeah, and no. Maul
even went.
Well, no. The fight with Vader wasn't would that have taken place? When is a Mandalorian timeline? Is that after
Return of the Jedi?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that already happened because her fighting Rebels was before A New Hope.
Exactly. So Ahsoka
Yeah.
should have kicked her fucking ass. That's what should have
Positive
happened.
Pandora. Hello there.
And well, she did.
Like
I
wouldn't
know
be,
that was bull.
like
that was
there's
bullshit.
been there's been talks about like wanting to include that Luke might be showing up near the end of this season or possible Ezra from Rebels, which it sounds like it might make sense, but it's just I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong. There's a lot of good in that show. I think there's definitely plenty of good in that show. It's just
No, it feels like Star Wars. I'll tell you.
definitely feels like Star Wars. It's just I just don't trust.
It has issues in it. I will tell you that it has issues.
I feel like
it also has good moments.
Well,
I
from
feel
what
like you
I
have to be very
understand,
like you have to be very careful with how you approach canon and continuity. Basically,
Bears backstage again, Shell. And I got a question. So I couldn't watch it just because of my absolute disdain for Disney. But would you guys say it feels more like a spaghetti western version of Star Wars? Because that's
it's
what I
supposed
would
to.
understand.
It's
Runner
supposed
on
to.
that, from what Runner will probably could tell you just from what I've seen, just from the stuff I've seen, I got that spaghetti western vibe. But from what I've been hearing from you guys and everybody else is that the inclusion of Grogu, Baby Yoda, is it does turn Mando into more of a babysitter with like each episode. And from what I heard from Mark Gospel, according to Mark with C, was that it like season 2 has been a lot of more of like a feeling like a video game kind of plot structure where you have to go to this place to meet this character. You know what I mean? That's from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
So Runner, you know what I mean?
Kind of does feel that way. Just
Thomas Gilkey, what's up?
Hey, Thomas.
Hey,
Thomas, what? Oh, and
What's up, Thomas?
he says shut up. He says hashtag shut up, Runner. All right. Fuck you too, Thomas. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, dude.
Oh my God.
And I appreciate everybody that's stopped by.
Hey, do us all a favor and go ahead and reshare that link out there.
Yeah, smash the like button.
No, but let me tell you something. So like season 2, whenever Baby Yoda's not, or whatever, fucking Grogu. I hate that fucking name.
Sorry.
Whenever Grogu's not even around, the Mandalorian's freaking more badass than usual.
Okay.
And I wish that were the case. Like sometimes in the chats, I'd say just get rid of Baby Yoda. Like I don't want. Like I'm not saying kill Baby Yoda. Just get rid of him.
Well, they're trying to.
I want them to just.
Well, see, like, what was it? It's just been within the last couple of days or whatever. But there's actually no, it was on the Mandalorian Roundtable on Chris Knight's channel. We were talking about baby Grogu, whatever, and it's like. Last season, people were bitching because they're like, there's too much Baby Yoda, and stuff. And now that they're, finding places to put him and stuff like that, so the action can happen, they're like, why is he just leaving him, with this person and that person or whatever? And it's like, all right, well, in the first season you bitch because there's too much Baby Yoda. And now you're bitching because they put him on the freaking sidelines. It's like make up your fucking mind.
Well, Shellback. I mean, quite honestly, I don't know why they made such a big deal about including that character anyway. Because isn't the show supposed to be about the Mandalorian? I mean, wasn't the idea that you would get to know the Mandalorians a little bit better by seeing a lone figure and how he's operating? I would assume by the title that that's what you would have seen.
Yeah.
Tommy, you want to know what annoys me? You just brought it up about, the Mandalorian as a character. In this season, he feels like a side character most of the time. And it's all because of the original characters they started bringing in, like Ahsoka, Boba Fett, what's her name? Katie Sackhoff.
Sabine.
Play
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
Sabine, yeah.
Bo-Katan.
Oh,
Sorry.
Bo-Katan. Oh, god damn it. No, not Sabine. Yeah, Bo-Katan. Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking
I liked her in that episode, but like, you know, it made the Mandalorian forgivable, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it didn't feel like he was the main. Like, he didn't feel like a main character. He felt like a side character, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem, especially since the show is called The Mandalorian. I mean, from what
Exactly.
I heard originally about it, about like when he did the hunt for the Beskar armor and all that stuff, that sounded like, I said, okay, that sounds kind of cool because it sounds like they're going around, the original lore of the Mandalorians and how the Beskar armor was the best iron that they could get to make their armor out of, and it was tradition and it was heritage, and then all of a sudden I hear that all he's doing is going from place to place repairing his ship.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not anymore because
Bluey.
no, he when he came to what are their names? Cara Dune and what's Carl Weathers? What's his character's name?
Grief
Karga. Thank you. Grief Karga was like, yeah, get this guy a new ship or whatever, and then it was brand new. I mean, that, and I thought that episode was okay, but again, Mando still felt like a side character. It felt like, and nothing wrong with. I like Cara Dune. She's a great character. Gina Carano is amazing and all that stuff. But my only problem is that Mando doesn't feel like he just feels like a side character again.
Well, I mean, part of that feeling, that you're probably getting is because this season is it's basically like a springboard for a couple of couple of new shows and all that stuff.
That's what I was thinking when they were hearing the rumors talks of Ahsoka getting her own show, Cara doing their own show. It's like, it sounds like they're trying to create another MCU within the Mandalorian.
Yeah, they really are.
Maybe they're trying to do what the same thing like Netflix did, where they started off with one Marvel show and then there was another Marvel show.
Right.
Isn't Marvel trying to reresurrect that now too? They're like got WandaVision, and they were talking about
wanting to bring back Charlie Cox from the Netflix Daredevil show back.
I'm not sure how they do that, honestly, because like the Netflix shows, they're on a whole other level than the MCU.
They're their own thing, and for the longest time, I've always felt that they were a part of the MCU. But hearing backstage that like Kevin Feige, he hated that. Like he not only did he hate the Netflix stuff, he also hated Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He never considered those part of the MCU either.
I never watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It just didn't interest me.
I watched it for the first few seasons. It wasn't bad, but then it started getting really hokey. But as far as Daredevil and all them, I enjoyed most of those shows, and I was not fond of the Jessica Jones character very much at all. But even that show, taken as a show itself, wasn't horrendous. Luke Cage was actually pretty damn good, even though you only seen him in what would be considered a traditional comic book character outfit once, and it was kind of like a spoof about, oh man, I look stupid in this outfit. But even Iron Man, a lot of people, Iron Fist, a lot of people shit all over Iron Fist. I really didn't think it was that bad. Yeah, it wasn't like the comic books per se, but it was similar to the comic books in enough of a vein that I didn't think it was that bad. Yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best by far, but
I would say watching it, I get the complaints because I know it's like a mixed reaction because people seem to really hate it. Either people seem to hate it or seem to like it not that much. But yeah, I kind of get understand. But I did like it. I
haven't seen. Well, as far as the Netflix Marvel stuff, I saw a few episodes of Daredevil, and I enjoyed them so far. I'm just not the biggest binge watcher, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Binge watching is the way to go, man.
Yeah, I know. I just right now, I don't have the time to do any of that stuff.
Hey, I'd like to point out that today is Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes.
Oh. Yep, it is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep. Date that will live in infamy.
Oh yeah.
Shellback
But,
just Pearl
yeah.
Harbored YouTube.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
liked I like Iron
that's
Fist,
why
despite the fact
that's
that I have kind of a little crush on Jessica Henwick. So, but
yeah.
I
No,
only
that's
really
why.
knew Iron Fist from the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon I used to watch.
No, yeah, Bear. That's why this is the this is why this is my channel anniversary, because I decided to do my very first video standing in front of a destroyer that's moored across the water from me.
Oh, I saw that
Oh,
video.
Yeah,
Salute.
and so I'm like, seeing as how my channel is named named what it is, and because of a naval ceremony, I figured
anyway, guys, I got to get
I
going.
figured it was
So.
kind of clever, to do my very first video on Pearl Harbor Day and all. But oh yeah, well yeah, if you need to head out,
Yeah, I need to bounce up out of here. I'll see you guys later.
All right,
See you,
Runner,
Maki.
I'll see you on Wednesday and
Thursday.
Shellback. Congratulations, man! It's another 2 years, man. Hopefully 2 more.
And
So,
Thursday.
yeah.
Thursday's a big day, Maki.
Oh, that's right, and Thursday. So Cyberpunk, baby.
Hell
Whew,
yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Much love.
See ya.
later.
Hail.
No, that's pretty cool. I remember when you only had a few videos on your channel at one point.
Well, ignore the bus noise. But yeah, if you're in the chat and you haven't checked out any of Makani's stuff, go by. I'm pretty sure you can find him on in the search bar under Makani 90.
I could see if I could bring up my notepad.
But he does. If you don't know anything about Makani, he's an excellent artist.
Absolutely.
He's got a merch store with a bunch of his designs, and so you get a cool T-shirt with his artwork on it. So yeah, if you haven't checked him out, check him out, please.
Yeah, as he said, I'm going to be on his drawing stream Wednesday, talking about Cyberpunk 2077.
Which okay, so
You know that game coming out?
yeah, so I don't know. I think we talked about The Mandalorian enough. But I do think
been
it's
blowing up in Twitter.
I do think it's headed in a decent direction, though. I do think that Favreau, at least Favreau. I mean, I'm not as what's the word?
No, I can't do this. I need.
I don't know if I trust Filoni as much as I used to after seeing a couple of videos
Yeah, no,
on
I don't
him,
trust him.
like that, like at that women's conference and stuff.
That was terrible.
But and that was like a couple of years ago. But anyway, I do think that Favreau. I think that Favreau has our best interest at heart, though. Still,
I'm just worried about the people in the top, Disney.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
as long as KK is still there, there's always potential for freaking shenanigans that we won't like.
I heard another rumor that KK's going to quit.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
Yo, I'll be
I'll
back.
believe it when I see it.
Exactly.
Well, she's coming up. Her contract is done like sometime next year. I don't know.
Well, it ain't the
here's
first
my
time,
one
though,
problem.
because last time they said the same thing, that her contract was up and they weren't going to renew her after that mess before, and they turned around and they gave her an extension on her contract.
Yeah, they did. And here's the thing. Her contract could get extended again for one reason only, is because of the success of The Mandalorian, and that scares me.
Yeah, well, see, it's a double-edged sword. You know, we want, you know, we want at least decent, you know, you know, I mean, we all want good Star Wars, but you know,
Obviously, yeah.
we want it to be at least decent, right?
Yeah.
And so it's, you know, what do you know? It's that double-edged sword. You know, either we keep getting crappy shit, you know, and she leaves, or we get decent shit and then she leaves, or something unforeseen happens and she sticks around for a little while. Anyway, you guys, you know, kind of mentioned some stuff about Netflix and stuff, which, you know, made me think of that movie that shall not be named. That, you know, it's like a hill that the CEO of Netflix, you know, decided to die on or whatever. And the thing is, you know, a lot of, you know, and a lot of people they drop their Netflix because of it. You know, some people still have Netflix, just, you know, not because they you know, support that certain movie, you know, but you know, it's like some people, you know, that's like one of their few options or whatever for entertainment, you know, so they, you know, they've kept their Netflix subscription because of, you know, you know, the other good shows that are on there.
Shellback, I'm actually
And
in that boat because I kept it for two reasons, really, pretty much. I kept it because I really like what they did and the respect that they paid to the Transformer franchise when they did that, you know, that reboot of the series and they made that cartoon. That was well done. And somebody who's like well versed in the Transformers lore, I was extremely happy with everything that they did with that series. The other series that I'm very interested in seeing what they're going to do with, of course, is Cobra Kai. So
right, and that's the
Hey,
thing too is
hey, I just
hmm,
want to comment real quick, if I could.
yeah,
I
go ahead.
watched last night. I watched the Transformers. I didn't really have a chance to watch it in depth. I watched it, and overall, I like it. Maybe there's a couple little things that maybe I didn't like, but overall, there's more that I like about it than dislike.
well, I mean, here's the one thing, Bear, and I will add this so you know, so you can continue. But the one thing I think a lot of people miss on that show is a lot of people, the older heads that don't know some of the newer material that was out there, like the IDW comic books that were printed in 2000s. They don't understand all the lore that they expanded on off of the original, you know, comics and the original shows. They did an expansion in IDW where they went in a more gritty route. And a lot of the basis of the storyline, even though it's got the nods to the original 86 movie, the cartoons, and the original Marvel comics, they took a major portions of their plot line from the IDW comics to make it more gritty and more like, I guess you would say, war feeling. And I
Yeah,
think that throws a lot of people off.
there was a little bit of the female Autobot, didn't like her. The pink one, the pinkish red.
Oh,
Didn't
what,
like that
Alita?
character. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she
Who
was
who the
like,
fuck tells Optimus Prime what the fuck to do? Come on.
well, she was kind of like his sidekick in the original Sunbow cartoon because she was created at the same time in the original lore.
Yeah, I recognize her.
Yeah.
She's old school. I remember her not being a whiny ass fucking bitch and being an absolute commander that respected chain of command. That's what I remember. I didn't remember her bitching at Optimus Prime every few seconds. It got to the point to where I was yelling at my TV, telling her to shut the fuck up and let everyone else get their say.
Well, I think part of that too is you got to remember we didn't see a whole lot of her in the Sunbow cartoons. There was a grand total of maybe three 3 or maybe 4 episodes tops that she was in. That's it.
Right.
Out of hundreds of cartoons that they did for the Transformers series, she was only in 3 or 4 maximum, and she wasn't even in the entire show on some of them.
Right.
So we don't know what the dynamic would have been like. I mean, that's where you got to kind of like, that's a bit of that suspension of disbelief, because you don't know what they would have been like if they were allowed to continue talking more.
Personally, it felt like SJW bitching every. It may not be that, but that's how it kind of felt to me, and I felt that the writing could have been better for her.
Well, you know what? How
her character wasn't done good.
You know how it felt to me, Bear? And you might be able to appreciate this. It just felt like a fucking woman. It just felt like a married couple, and the wife just bitching and rolling her eyes at everything you say. That's what it felt like to me.
I can watch some stupid sitcom and get that stuff, you know?
See,
I mean, how many people had a problem with Al Bundy and his wife? She was constantly bitching at him like that.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like the stuff that we've been enduring, for the last few years, with the SJW type stuff, it's like we're also jaded, that it's like, something like, this character you're talking about, it's like, thinking, yeah, would you like, just go away or whatever, because you're trying to, like emasculate, the main, the main guy and all this stuff, and it's, I don't know.
Oh, well, you know what?
They could have wrote her a bit better.
Well, I mean,
because she's a commander. A commander should act like a commander.
Well, Bear, I mean, if you remember, like towards the end of the show, she accepted everything a little bit more, and that's why she made the tough decision that she was going to stay on Cybertron to continue the fight. By the end of the show, she kind of got it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you could see that it dawned on her what she had to do, and that her and Optimus were going to have different paths. But I was going to say that in the first episode they ever showed Alita, when she was still Ariel and Optimus was Orion Pax, she was bitching and whining at him because he was admiring Megatron and the Decepticons about how they could fly, and she's like, I don't know about that, and she was doubting him, and she was basically, it wasn't like a full-on whine like she did in this series, but it was very similar, and like not
it was
trusting
constructive.
what he thought. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's the same thing. And then, I mean, you got to take into account at this point, they've probably been at war for millions of years. So, I mean, to me, it didn't really come off SJW like, but it did come off as a whiny woman. That's how it felt to me.
All right, I'm back.
That's why I prefaced it with "it may not be."
Yeah, I mean,
it
like,
seems that way.
Yeah, I can understand exactly why you would feel that way, but
yeah, but the point I was just making, is that we all the stuff that we've been having to put up with the last few years, it's like we're just a bunch of salty motherfuckers, and it's like your defenses are up from the get-go, and that's why I think that a lot of people are still having a problem with some of the stuff that in my opinion is decent, but they still they're still in the mode of, well, we got to find something wrong with this, and it's like,
so what are you guys talking about again? The Mandalorian?
Oh no, just anything. But,
Transformers.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Transformers on Netflix because Shellback brought up the Netflix stuff we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but, I haven't really gotten into Transformers, but I hear the Netflix thing is pretty decent.
I love it, but I'm sorry,
the one
Shellback,
thing about Netflix.
You muted yourself, Shellback.
Yeah, no, the bus was going by. So my thing, about Netflix and that certain movie, is all the people that that dropped their subscriptions and all. I mean, and it hit Netflix in the pocketbook pretty good from what I saw.
Couple million,
Um,
I hear.
I think probably more than that. But anyway, my deal was like, they're fighting tooth and nail, to keep this uh, freaking movie on, and it's causing people to drop their subscriptions, which in turn affects their pocketbooks, which affects the budgets of the shows that they're going to have on and all that stuff. And just in time for one of my favorite shows in recent history to go over to that network, and I'm talking about Cobra Kai.
I still need to watch it.
And it's like, you're the CEO is saying, we're gonna keep well, I'll go ahead and say the damn name. Well, we're gonna go ahead and keep Cuties on Netflix, and screw you guys who are offended, and stuff. And it's like, it's just the wrong damn hill to die on. But the thing is, it's affecting good shows. At least I think it will. Affect good shows like Cobra Kai. Who is supposed to be airing on Netflix. I think sometime this year.
Yeah,
No,
sometime later this
January,
year.
I think.
And that's the other than the bullshit that was in that movie. The other thing that pisses me off is that they're gonna end up letting that affect good shows like Cobra Kai and The Witcher and
Possibly
what else is on there? Stranger
possibly my
Things.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Bear, did you have to get going?
Yeah, I got to get going. I got to go pick up a grocery order and all that jazz.
All right. See ya.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by, man.
Hey, anytime, man. Congratulations on 2 years. Well, it's funny. My anniversary is on a Monday too. Or did you choose your Monday? Because you did that one your first video on a Monday, right? On Pearl Harbor Day.
No, well, 2 years ago it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
wouldn't it be
my 2 year will be on Monday, April 19th. 4 months from now. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be Friday because there was a leap year recently? Am I wrong?
I don't know, Runner. Shut up, Runner.
There it is.
Hey, Runner, just don't talk during the movie or the TV show, and you'll be fine.
It's December. It's December freaking 7th. Okay, that's what matters. Okay, is the number.
All right, man. Congratulations, Shellback, and
All right, man. I appreciate
thanks
you.
for the chat. You chat without you wouldn't be no fun. Wouldn't be a thing. Hey, y'all take care. Take care, Tommy. You take care, Runner.
All right,
I'll
take it
see you,
easy,
Bear.
Bear.
Later. Bye bye.
And
Be well.
and if you don't know Bear, you can find him. Type in the search bar Bear.
Bear, nerd fun.
Yeah, one bear and then two bears together, and then Nerd Fun, and you'll find his channel. I'll after this is all over, and I'll go back in the description, and I'll put in people's channel links and all that stuff.
If I would have grabbed my mouse, I could have dropped them for you in the chat. But
yeah. Well, I'm kind of doing this on the fly today, in a way. So, but I will put it in there for people who, if people come and watch the replay or whatever.
Yeah, but
in the next day or two.
You know what you were saying about that, Shellback. I mean, that is point on, though. I mean, it's one of the things that worries me about some of these really good shows that they've done right and that are going to be coming back. That this may screw with those shows, because here you got a couple of shows like my Transformers. I will sit there, I will die on that hill defending that show because it's done right. It's done right, and they paid attention to the lore and like all the good lore, and they cut the Michael Bayformers trash out. You know, they didn't have it in there, and
Well,
I appreciate
don't hate me, but I actually liked those movies.
Thank God, I hate Bayformers. They're not Transformers in the least. But
Yeah.
you know what? I mean,
I only
here's
saw
the
a
thing.
few
Like
of them.
somebody like me who really appreciates the older stuff, and some of the newer stuff that like they did in IDW, and I could appreciate that they did a conglomeration of all of them, and they get right. And the same thing with Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai was done right, and it's transitioning to Netflix. And from what I understand, they're supposed to keep the writing staff and everybody like that going on the new Cobra Kai. So that should be done right as well, too. And if all these people are dropping out, what happens to these shows that all of these people would like?
Right.
They wind up falling the wayside because they're not going to get as many views as they should have.
Right, and that's my deal. You know, that's my, and you know, which you know, I can totally understand.
You know, it's not just TV shows either.
Yeah,
It's
but
also,
I can totally understand. It's also what?
It's also the movies, you know, from Netflix. Like, I think the most, like, the only really, like, Netflix movie I saw recently was, what was it called? Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson are in it.
The only one I remember everybody talking about before was The Irishman.
But
well, I saw The Extraction. That was pretty good, but that was like, I think that was this year. Oh, The Devil All the Time. That's what it was called. I thought that was a good movie.
all right, but you know, like what Tommy's saying though, you know, it's like, you know, I can understand, you know, people's, you know, having the principle of, you know, if you're gonna have this, you know, trashy, you know, cute movie, on, then
It's not cute.
You know, I'm not.
It's
I
bad.
know. I wasn't saying the whole word. Anyway.
Just say the movie that shall not be named.
Right. The little girly movie.
Just call it the dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Tommy.
Anyway, you know, I can understand people, you know, having the principle of, you know, if you're going to keep this movie on, I'm going to drop my subscription. But at the same time, it's like you say, you know, it's that double-edged sword of, you know, what's going to happen to, you know, what's going to happen to the good shows. You know,
it's also better if you just not watch the movie at all, like I did. I'm never gonna see that fucking movie ever.
Well,
there you go. That is exactly it. Because you know what? If they have the show on there and you don't interact with it, you don't watch it, you don't thumbs it down, you don't even look at it. Because every time that show doesn't get views, Netflix is actually losing money for having it up there.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
It's basically working like it does here on YouTube, you know, traffic and all, you know.
Yes. It's like you're giving it watch hours pretty much.
But yeah, I don't want it to affect, you know, the good shows that, you know, especially, you know, like Cobra Kai, when I've watched 2 seasons of it, you know, I watched the first 2 seasons of it already.
And they were damn good.
And I want it to go at least 2 more, you know, if not 3. But
I'd like to see it go 7.
You know, well, I honestly think the way that the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai have gone, it's at least a 5-season show, at least a 5-season show. But yeah, I just. It's one of the
do I need to see the
like
Karate
collateral
Kid
damage that could happen?
Do you need to see the Karate Kid movies for them? Because I think I've only seen like the first one, but it's been a while.
The second one would help a little bit, but
I don't know if you
What about the
need
third?
to watch.
No,
movie.
Shellback, I think you would need to see the second one to understand what's supposed to be coming up in the next season, because there were shots that they showed of the next season that's coming up, and it looked very reminiscent of Okinawa.
Yeah. Oh no, and
right.
I saw a little sneak peek or whatever, where you're definitely like, oh, that's Chosen, you know. He's so the scene, basically the scene was Daniel. Daniel was training with Chosen, so that you can definitely look for him to be on screen. Which it'd be cool, with him being, the quote unquote bad guy, in Karate Kid 2 movie. But now, he's going to be on, Daniel's side. So, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's very good. Yeah, Will says you don't need to see the films, but will it help you with the background info, such as character names that get dropped if you do watch them? I mean, because they do so many flashbacks in the Cobra Kai show that you can pretty much understand everything that's going on, but it wouldn't hurt to actually see the film as well, just to have that extra background, because it's going to, it's a lot of this show actually revolves around the nostalgic feelings that you get from seeing the original films. Because without that nostalgic feeling, it would be like if they did a TV series of, say, I don't know, Back to the Future. And if you had never seen Back to the Future, yeah, you could just take it for what it is. It's like a, show about them going backwards in time or forwards in time and everything like that. But you're not going to get all the nostalgia fuzzies from it, from understanding what already came before. I mean, it's the same thing with Star Wars. If you took The Mandalorian out of context without knowing anything about Star Wars, you never seen anything about Star Wars, you don't know nothing about Star Wars, you know nothing about Boba Fett or The Mandalorians, it's just going to look like a show, and you may or may not have any interest in it because you don't have any kind of attachment to those type of characters. So
yeah, exactly.
The thing is, though, that like Cobra Kai, if you watch Cobra Kai and you haven't seen the Karate Kid movies, you'll want to.
Yeah, I want to watch them first and then Cobra Kai. Here's the thing about Cobra Kai, though. I've kind of waited just because I wanted to do like a watch party with Justin proper, but I'm not sure if we can even do that because I've been incredibly busy lately, and so is he probably. I don't know. Because I know he was really into it and stuff, so I was like, yeah, dude, like, I want both of us to, like, make more content out there for the rest of the guys and all that or whatever. So, like, let's just do a watch party of the series if possible. And I don't know. We haven't worked it out yet, but
yeah, you know what? Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like,
it's one of those things.
Finals coming up soon.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, you can watch the show, and you'll enjoy it. You'll be entertained. But if you watch the Karate Kid movies, you'll have a better appreciation for the show.
Yeah, because like I haven't seen the first one in a while. Like I remember liking it, but I wasn't like super into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, though. I mean, I think if you rewatch them again, and then you get into the newer stuff, it'll probably help tie everything together a little bit better. And then, I mean, I personally just think if you have the background information on those shows, it makes them a little bit more enjoyable.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like Jesse Miller, he's like, I watch the movies. It's a Karate Kid show. Why not watch the movies? But
right, yeah. And that's a totally legit statement right there. Yeah, why not?
I mean, like, I understand what Will's saying. You don't necessarily need to watch the movies to enjoy the show if you enjoy the show for what it is, but it does make it a lot more interesting, especially when they introduce characters that you don't know nothing really about, unless you had watched the movies, because then it's like, oh shit, look who
Right.
just walked in. Oh shit, he just came back. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing about having the movies to be able to tie back into the show that makes the show a little bit more interesting, because they're bringing back characters from the movie that you just assumed were gone.
Hi, Fat Steven.
I was waiting for whoever was using Morse code to stop with their Morse code. Oh, that was Runner.
Probably Runner. Yeah.
So
Hello?
Oh,
No, you guys were like, I don't know. It was like cracking for me. That's probably my internet. But what's up, Fat Steven?
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like somebody was tat 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 tat.
I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. Whoa, you hit 361 subs, eh? Congrats, Shellback.
Yeah, Bone.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Skip the Jaden Smith version.
Oh, you mean Kung Fu Kid?
Yeah.
I'm like, I watched that movie. Goddamn.
Yep.
Sounded like somebody was flushing a toilet.
Yeah.
They were probably putting it. Somebody was flushing that dumpster fire show.
Don't want that image. Don't want it.
Runner
has
That's
the
it.
runs.
And for those of you who are hearing certain noises, in my background, it's because I'm outside and
Very
vehicles are
important.
going by.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, because like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like you guys were like cracking and stuff. So I just left.
cracking.
Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
That's why.
Is your
it's
phone charged?
Yeah, but like it's never done that before. Like this is the first time.
Is your phone running?
No, 'cause-
Runner, it does that to me. It used to do that to me all the time when I would use my phone to actually go on StreamYards. Because StreamYards, even though they supposedly fixed it, it still drains so much data that it will overwhelm your phone, and you'll get cracking, and you may get roboting and everything else. So much fun.
Yeah, it makes sense, but like I tried using my Chromebook like I normally would, but like I don't know, for some reason the internet connection's not working well there, so I just didn't do it there, so I'm just doing it on the phone.
How are all you guys doing? I thought I'd drop in and say hi since I haven't talked to Walter Whiteness in a while.
I'm all right.
What's going on, Steven?
Nothing much, Tommy. I'm going to send you a message later. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. It's pretty much a question. But other than that, and how's Shellback doing? Great answer.
I'm faking it until I make it.
You sound like an ex-girlfriend I used to know.
Yeah.
You doing okay though?
I'm surviving. I'll put it that way.
I'm in the same boat. I understand.
I'm trying to keep the stream positive.
The thing about keeping streams positive is it's okay to be yourself.
Yeah.
Because people like knowing both sides,
Yeah.
so it's all good, man.
Yeah.
Well, Shellback, as long as you're not living in a cardboard box out in an alleyway, it's not as bad as it could be.
If he starts spooning with the Maytag repairman, then there's problem.
Well, it is the Maytag repairman, though.
For those who are too young to remember, Maytag had an old guy who used to do weird ass commercials and never got a repair job because they were Maytag. Last forever. Is that about right? I can't remember everything.
Yeah, well, the new guy though, he's in a little bit better shape. I don't know. I don't think it's not Mike Rowe, but it looks like Mike Rowe. But
that's cool.
Anyway,
How do you?
See, I gotta check my battery, seeing as how I don't have any way to recharge my laptop. So My
So,
battery life is determining the length of the stream today.
that makes sense.
as it should be.
When's that Vader arriving there, Tommy?
Man, I'm not even home yet.
I'm just being a dick, you know.
I know. I
I'm
did
back.
find a whole bunch of those, right?
Those Vaders?
No, those big tall figures. I found a whole buttload of them.
Why is it every time I come on, you have to like whip out your fandom dick just a little bit more?
That's right, and just smear it across.
Yeah. No, smear it
across
over
the screen.
anything. No. I thought you were going to say smear across my face like that. No, we're not going that far. We're trying to keep the stream positive.
No,
Like,
just across the screen, buddy. I'm not going the full Monty
great.
here.
That's just great. So great. You're so stunning and brave, Tommy.
I know, stunning.
I heard they finally succeeded in the rescue option for that gerbil. They finally got out of Richard Gere's ass.
What's up, Rob?
What's
Hey,
up, Rob?
what's up, man?
Oh my God, I get to talk to Rob. Hi, Rob. How are
Hey,
you?
what's going on, guys? Sorry,
You
getting a little
survived.
interference. Hold on one second. This always happens with StreamYards.
Where's your droid?
Yeah, I might have to. Okay, hold on. Just give me a minute.
Where's your droid?
Oh, what's going on? How's everybody?
Where's your droid?
My droid? What
Yeah.
droid?
Yeah,
The droid from Galaxy. Weren't you at Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, but I have to. It has being shipped because they couldn't bring it back to the room, and I got it early in the morning. So I was like, I just have to have it shipped. That's all. I wasn't going to carry it all day long. I got my
Okay.
lightsaber. If you want to see the lightsaber.
Wait. Is this a
Whip
trap?
it out.
Is this a trap? Is this a trap?
Well,
Yeah.
we got to warn you, if it's too small, we're going to send you into the back room.
yeah.
Hey, it's not the length, it's the girth of the saber.
No, trust me, my Schwartz is as big as yours. So
Your father, roommates, cousins, uncles.
So how disappointed were you in Galaxy's Edge?
I wasn't. I'll be honest with
No?
you. The only thing I was disappointed
Really?
is that it had to do with the ST more than anything else. That disappointed me.
Mm,
What, Star Trek invaded?
yeah. Star Trek is
We
Your
lost sound.
audio. You just lost
Yeah.
sound. There you
Yeah,
go.
we nibbled his wires off. He was talking too good about Disney, so we nibbled the
yeah.
wires.
He picked up the saber and the girth took over. That's what happened.
Holy shit, Tommy, that was good.
Did you?
Oh.
Hey, I forgot to ask you, Tommy. You found those Star Trek boxes
Yeah,
of those
black.
collectible cards, right? Were they all sealed packs inside?
I'm not sure if they were all sealed. I did find a whole bunch of those movie cards that were
Damn it.
sealed, so
Did it still have the gum in them?
I'm not sure if
'Cause
that
I
those
called
ones
dibs
did or
on the
not.
gum. I called
Yeah,
dibs on
some of them do have gum, some of them didn't.
Yeah,
So I mean, it all depends. And not every single series that came out had the bubble gum in them. So,
I know.
but
Damn.
yeah, I found that. What was it, like Jurassic Park? There was a big box sealed of Jurassic Park cards. Like
I
all kinds
remember
of-
those because holy, they gave you a whole. They give you an Academy holder as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So is this
Looks
the
like-
high tech one, or is this the one where they only give you a certain amount of parts to customize?
Well, this is, I think, the high tech one. I mean, but yeah, they let you choose all the parts, so you pick
Oh.
what you want, and they give you this, which is pretty cool.
That is.
So I mean, listen, I think for me it was awesome. I loved it, but I love the Falcon was fun. The Rise of Resistance is an incredible ride. I just don't like it's all ST. That's because I wasn't an ST fan. But it is what it is, and I had a good time with the people I was with, so that made it even better. And
Yeah, it could've- It
we
could
went
have
to
been worse.
Go ahead.
You-
Sorry.
It could have been worse. You could have got on there and got an STD and just had Kurtzman following you around the whole time.
Yeah, really.
Well, say it again now. I'm sorry.
I said it could have been worse. You could have ended up in STD land and have Kurtzman following you around about a platform the whole time.
I heard they do have a shot for that now.
Yeah, it's called a clown wig. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Hold on. I'm gonna
So
get it.
so
Let me-
that is that lightsaber? Is that one of them $250 jobbies that break before you leave the park with them?
No. This is heavy duty stuff, man. This is. So here's the hilt, so you
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
This is really heavy.
Is that plastic?
No, it's metal.
No, it's real metal. I've seen it's like those lightsabers you can build pretty much on your own.
Now I saw a video with this that you could really you could really fight with someone else who has it, and it really takes a big licking. But it lasts. It's not like you're gonna hit once and it's gonna break. It's not like that.
So
So
do you want to test that?
wait. I want to know.
I got a bunch of dueling sabers.
Wait.
We can put it through the ringer.
wait. You know those guys that do the samurai sword videos in slow motion cutting water jugs? How long until we see Rob doing the same thing? Just taking off Jar Jar Binks' heads off cardboard cutouts.
Well,
Rob, whatever you do, make sure you edit the video, because if you go twirling that saber and you crack yourself in the head, make sure you leave that part in, because everybody wants to see it.
I definitely would do that.
Well, I'm glad you had a decent time, even though you like you said. I mean, I know that's the whole, probably half the point of the place existing was, to promote the sequel trilogy. But I'm glad you had a good time, and I hope that saber holds up. Apparently they changed a few things, because early on, like a lot of those first time people that bought those sabers said that they broke, the sabers broke before they even left the park with them.
Oh wow!
And that and that was after spending $250 damn. But
no, this feels good. I mean, it's very heavy.
Please don't break it on screen. We don't want to be charged for it.
right.
No,
I'm
I've
getting
seen test streams of if you have a lightsaber battle with someone and you swing it at them really hard, then you can create some dents with it. But if you're more gentle with it, whatever.
Holy, that is
plastic.
beautiful.
I still want one of those.
That is cool. That is cool.
I still want one of those that are that are meant for action. One of those.
Well, I mean,
exactly.
That's what I did with all the ones I had. I actually took them out in the backyard, and me and my daughter went at it full barbarian mode, swinging those things to the fences, and all of them except one held up. Only one actually cracked.
Yeah,
and it was just a polycarbonate tubing, though. Like the saber blade, the hilt itself was fine.
My friends and I, we had plans after we graduate high school. We thought about going to Florida and go to Disney World or something just to have fun. But yeah, I don't know. It's not likely now, honestly.
Well, I don't. We're coming up on just shy of an hour and 20 minutes.
Congratulations, by the way, show back on 2 years, man.
Yeah. Well,
everybody throw a nice congratulations to Shellback for 2 years on YouTube.
Dude, that's just hanging out.
Congratulations for finally realizing you've spent 2 years on YouTube prison.
Yeah.
What everybody doesn't realize is Shellback actually hit those 2 years 2 years ago, but since he's a turtle, he's a little bit slow to getting around to celebrating it.
So in a technicality, he's using actually women.
Nah, he crossed the finish line this time.
But anyway, I'd love to keep going for another an hour and 20, but I'm getting to that point on the battery meter for this laptop. So I appreciate everybody stopping in, and hope maybe I'll I don't know. I hate to say I'm going to be doing this, that, or the other thing, because the way 2020 is gone, it just doesn't end up happening. But
take it one day at a time, and just
That's
take it
all
as it comes.
Yeah.
Bro,
Anyway,
man. I don't know. My favorite Christmas gift so far was being laid off by email, man. So
right.
Sorry,
but
no, it's okay. The $300 severance they offered was so much better for 4 years.
But everybody, thanks for coming by, and thanks for all the people who stopped in on the panel.
Are you gonna be on Latino?
Thank you for letting us come on here and celebrate with you, Shellback, and everybody that's came through in the chat and retweeted.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Make
Yeah.
sure you just keep that love going for
Absolutely.
Shellback. Let everybody know that he's here to stay.
And just to let you know,
Yeah.
Shellback, since I've known him for the last 2 years, he's a great guy. He's
He is.
supported so many people, and he's just a lot of fun to be around. He's got great jokes sometimes. He comes with some real funny stuff. So, he's a good guy, Shellback. I don't want you to ever think you're not. A lot of people love you, so don't ever think you're not loved here. We got a lot of love for you, man. We
Bro,
we respect you. So
if you're
I
genuine, you have people on your corner, bro. That's all. and you're good enough to
I
look
appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. But everybody say goodbye so I can hit the damn button.
All right.
Bye.
See ya,
Bye.
Take care,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for having us.